Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now, the Dr. Glidden Show in the second hour. Still having trouble toggling back and forth between these microphones. Let me see if we have done it. We have the technology, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's go to Wisconsin and talk to Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. You are live.
Thank you for taking my call, Dr. Glidden.
What's up?
I was calling about a urinary tract infection with bleeding. I have cramping in the lower abdominal area and the back area, and then I have, like, pain in my right leg from the upper thigh to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you register as a Democrat, it'll all go away. At least that's what I've been told.
Oh, no.
Got you there, Bonnie. I got you. I bet you didn't think I was.
We're in the suburbs of Milwaukee.
I got you. Okay, so you know for sure it's a urinary tract infection, or you think it's a urinary tract infection?
Well, there's been some burning, you know.
When you urinate?
I've never had a urinary tract infection before.
Yeah.
But there's been some, like, burning there. And
all right. Well, here's what you can do in order to know, because it's kind of important that you know, and you don't want to avoid the MDs at all possible turns. So go to CVS or Walgreens or someplace, and you can buy a little urinary dipstick over the counter, which will tell you whether or not there's infectious stuff in the urine. And, you know, so you buy this little jar of these little sticks, and then you take it home and you read the instructions, and they might even give you a little sterile plastic thing in with it. You pee into a cup, you get one of the sticks, you stick the stick into the urine for, 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever it says on the directions. You pull the stick out, and the stick has these different colored little squares on it. And depending on which color the squares turn, that will give you an indication of, what's going on with the urine. One of the indications, of course, would be the presence of bacteria in the urine, and that would be an indication that there is, in fact, an infection present. So that's what I would do, just to see whether or not. It could be something else. Probably is, but it's a down and dirty, inexpensive way to kind of home diagnose yourself, and that's kind of a good habit to get into, right?
Okay. There's one other thing is I've thrown up maybe 5 or 6 times, but it's been like...
Do you have a fever or chills?
No. It's been spaced out a long time, like maybe like last week I threw up, and then maybe last month I threw up. And after I went to eat, I came home. Mm-hmm. I came home and I had an apple later for a snack, We sliced it up and shared it. Went and took a warm bath. Went to lay down, and I had to get up and throw up.
Well, that's interesting.
So that's happened a couple of times. I've had to drive heaves twice.
Well, it's probably because it was a Wisconsin apple. If you had a Michigan apple, that probably...
Yeah, I know. Okay. You're good.
Okay, well, look, here's the deal. We need to know, okay? Now, if you do the urinary dipstick and there's nothing in there that speaks of an infection, then this is something else. Okay. And there's the abdominal pain is a tricky wicket. It's a sticky, tricky wicket because there are so many nerves down there that you can get phantom pain in different parts of the abdomen caused by things that you wouldn't normally expect. For instance, everybody knows and everybody's taught in school that if you get pain in the right quadrant, the right lower quadrant of your abdomen between your belly button and the little bump on your right hip, that's probably appendicitis because that's where your appendix is, more or less. Well, you can have pain on the left side of your body or all the way around the left side of your back caused by appendicitis. You can have pain down your left leg caused by appendicitis. So the abdomen is a tricky thing to just go by signs and symptoms alone, subjective signs and symptoms alone, as to what's really going on here. So with strong and persistent symptoms like this, we need to know what the heck it is. It's probably an infection. but the urinary dipstick will tell you that. Now, here's what I would encourage you to do if it comes back positive, all right? If it comes back positive for an infection, I want you to go to a Whole Foods or a health food store and get a homeopathic remedy. Have you ever taken a homeopathic?
I'm new to this.
Okay, good. So in the vitamin section of a health food store, there's going to be a plastic shelf. And on the plastic shelf, there's going to be about 100 little tubes. They're about as big as a lipstick container. And I'm holding one up if you're watching the video stream right now. This is what it looks like.
No, I'm just listening.
Okay, well, there's a little tiny tube about as big as, your pinky finger, more or less. And inside the tube, it's usually a blue tube. There's going to be about 100 little white medicated pellets. And the tubes are arranged alphabetically. And just tell the clerk of the store that you want to see the homeopathic medicines. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. They'll bring you right to the shelf where they're dispensed, all these little tubes. And I want you, please, to find the tube that says Cantharis on it. That's C like Charlie, A, N like Nancy, T like Tom, N like Nancy, C-A-N, T like Thomas, H like Harry, A like Apple, R like Roger, I-S like Sam, C-A-N-T-H-A-R-I-S, Cantharis. Now, here's how I'd like you to take it. And this is if the dipstick comes back positive for, or urinary tract infection. To take inside that little tube, there's about 100 little tiny white medicated pellets. You want to pop 2 of the pellets on your tongue every 2 hours while you're awake for 1 day. 2 pellets under your tongue every 2 hours while you're awake. Take at least 5 of those doses. Maybe you can get 3 in on 1 day and 2 in on the next day. In 24 hours, if this is of assistance to your body, then you're going to feel a remarkable difference in the pain that you're experiencing in the abdomen within 24 hours. The homeopathic is either going to work or it's not going to work, but it's inexpensive and it can't hurt you. And the properly applied homeopathic medicine for acute illnesses is awesome. This is the first, second, and third thing to do when you think or that you have a urinary tract infection. Now, Are you taking any of the longevity supplements yet?
Well, yes, we did. We purchased several of the products.
And
but when I started showing up,
are they sitting on your shelf, or are they?
Well, I was taking them, and then when I, when I started showing up, I thought, well, what good is this? So I thought, let me talk to
the expert.
The expert, right?
So what the heck did you call me for? For goodness sake! All right, good. So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So yeah, I've got that Z radical. I got that. The BTT, plant-derived.
All right. And what's your body weight?
160. I've lost 25 pounds.
Okay. Let's hope you never find those again. That's a really good thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So have you eliminated the 10 bad foods?
Absolutely.
All right. That makes you the smartest woman in the great state of Wisconsin. I'm going to give you a great big Dr. Glidden round of applause right now. Thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you.
My applause button doesn't work. Otherwise, we'd be hitting it hard. So here's what I'd like you to do for the next 14 days by way of experimentation, because it's entirely possible that you were taking too much at a too concentrated a dose of the stuff, and that could have upset your stomach as well.
Okay.
So, but it's possible, right?
Okay.
Sometimes we have to kind of wade into these waters slowly. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone to a hot tub or been at a hot springs or someplace, or even if you're making a bath for yourself and you want it to get really hot. Well, a really good way to do that is to make the bath kind of warm and then get into the warm water, and that's easy to slide into the warm water. And then once your body is in the warm water, you open up the hot tap and fill the tub with hotter and hotter and hotter water, and that way you can tolerate it much better than if you just made it really, really hot and then you tried to get in it. You wouldn't be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like that with the nutritional supplements, especially the longevity supplements, because they are so chock full of nuts, man. They are just really super concentrated stuff, really super concentrated. So sometimes if we take it a little too aggressively or a little too quickly, it can upset the apple cart. So here's what I would like to see you do for the next couple of weeks, okay? All right. 1, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I want you to do 1 level scoop of that. 1 level scoop in at least 30 ounces of water. 1 level scoop in 30 ounces of water. And I want you to take 2 hours to drink that down in the morning.
Okay.
Then I want you to do the same thing in the afternoon. 1 level scoop in at least 30 ounces of water, but you got to take 2 hours to drink it. That's the key. You got to sip from it all over the course of the morning and then sip from it over the course of the afternoon, as I am doing myself right now. So if you dilute the stuff appropriately and then sip from it slowly, you're going to be good to go. And if you do it like that, I think you're going to have a much more pleasant experience of the stuff. And then on the 3rd week, you can graduate to 2 scoops in at least 32 ounces of water twice a day. 2 scoops in at least 32 ounces of water twice a day. But when you graduate to 2 scoops, if you start to feel funky, then you want to kick it back to the 1 scoop and just hang out there for a couple of weeks. And then every once in a while, push the envelope a little bit and see whether or not you can tolerate it. Now, the essential fatty acids, did you get any of those?
The EFAs?
Yeah, the EFAs.
Yeah, I've got those too.
All right, you want to take those with a meal. Take those with a meal. I want you to do 1 with breakfast.
You mean as I'm eating? As I'm eating, right?
Yeah. Eat a little bit of food, swallow 1, and then finish it up. You do 1 of those 3 times a day. And stick with me, Bonnie. I'll finish this up for you when we come back. One thing I've learned, I'm having a bad hair day. I can tell you, I'm having a bad hair day. Where's my hair and makeup person? Oh, I'm my hair and makeup person. Oh, I don't have a hair and makeup strategy whatsoever. Hence the challenging challenge that challenges me. Check out the live video stream, folks, and you can see the nonsense that I'm talking about. The Dr. Glidden Show.tv, the Dr. Glidden Show.tv, the Dr. Glidden Show.tv. We're going to finish it up with Bonnie from Wisconsin, and then I have some words for the wise. Bonnie, are you still with me?
Mm-hmm, I am.
Okay, good.
Now, will this give me relief, like, through the back area and down the leg? Because it's keeping me awake.
If that's related to...
okay.
Yeah, I mean, yes. The answer is yes, but I don't know that you have an infection. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Okay.
There was one more thing we need to talk about, though, and that's the liquid calcium. Are you taking any of that?
I have that. The osteorex.
Yeah. Do you have the powder or do you have the liquid?
We have both, because someone's taking the powder and I was taking the liquid.
Okay. So how much of the liquid do you take, or did you stop it?
Well, I haven't taken it lately.
Yeah, okay. So you need to be
But I was taking an ounce.
Oh, okay. So here's what I'd like you to get into the habit of doing, right? Because we need to, we need to tune the whole car up, not just put air in the tires, right? We need to fix the whole thing. Otherwise, we're kind of, swimming upstream.
Okay.
That's an exercise in futility, right? Take it from someone who knows. All right. So the perfect dose of the calcium for you would be 1 ounce in an ounce or 2 of orange juice twice a day. 1 ounce of the liquid calcium in an ounce or 2 of the orange juice twice a day, and you can just throw that down. Now, what you may want to experiment with that some people find helpful is putting the ounce of the liquid calcium in with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine cocktail in the morning, and then another ounce in with the second Beyond Tangy Tangerine cocktail in the afternoon. So, and sip from it slowly over the course of 2 hours. So add the calcium, 1 ounce, to the morning's cocktail of Beyond Tangy Tangerine. See if you like the taste. If you do like the taste, then continue it If you don't like the taste, then you can separate the liquid calcium and put it in a little bit of orange juice, 1 ounce of the liquid calcium and an ounce or 2 of orange juice in the morning. You can just throw that down. And then the same thing immediately before bed. So
Before bed.
Before bed. Or, you can put the calcium in with the Beyond Tangy Tangerine cocktail and drink from it slowly over the course of the day. But you need to give your body all of this stuff on a regular basis so that your body has a leg up, pun intended, and, your body will slowly start to work things out. This back pain thing might just be that. It might be a muscular spastic thing. You might have a little bit of degenerative disc disease. You might have a little bit of arthritis in your lower back. That could be causing the stuff that you have in your abdomen. Could be an infection. It's really kind of hard to know at this point in time. You have to be regular with the program. Give your body all of the stuff it needs over the course of 3 months, really. But in the case of this, I would be quite surprised if you didn't experience a noticeable, measurable change within 72 hours. So get on board with the full boat program. Deliver it into your body in a way that's not going to upset the apple cart. Get the urinary dipstick thing checked. And if it is positive, add the homeopathic Cantharis into it. Give me a call back at the beginning of next week and let me know what happened, and I will look forward to it. The words of wisdom that I'm going to impart completely escape my mind at this moment in time. What I'd like to tell you is if you're suffering with a chronic arthritic problem, if you're attempting to support and promote healthy bone and joint function with a medical nutrition strategy, then it is my personal experience that strategy will be made more effective by the elimination of caffeine, coffee specifically from your diet, by the elimination of coffee specifically from your diet. So stop drinking coffee while you are on board with a bone and joint support program. You can drink as much tea as you want, as much herbal tea as you want, but stay away from coffee because it interferes with the remetabolism of cartilage in your body. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Linda from Ontario is next. Stick around. Welcome back. I think I figured out the technical issue. I was too fast with my mouse. I was actually too fast with the mouse. What's up with that? I guess I am properly mineralized, and my hand is in fact quicker than my eyes. Linda from Ontario, Canada is up next. Hey, Linda, thanks for the call. What's up?
Yeah, hi, Dr. Glidden. I have a friend with gallbladder issues, and she's been on what you recommended to support and promote a healthy liver for about a month now.
Great.
She had an attack a couple of weeks ago. She ended up going to the hospital, and they operated and stated that she had a buildup of sludge in the bile duct. They also said that they cut the area where the stones were getting stuck and said the stones should now pass freely.
But they left the gallbladder in?
Pardon?
They left the gallbladder in?
Yep.
Oh, my God, I love Canada. I'm moving to Canada. I love Canada.
Remove it.
I love Canada. They would only do that in Canada, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I am as serious as a heart attack because gallbladder surgery, they developed a very easy laparoscopic surgical procedure to remove the gallbladder about 10 years ago. And since they developed that procedure, medical doctors want to yank the gallbladder as much as they possibly can because it's a big-ticket item for them, and it's a relatively easy surgery. Sometimes you can be in and out of the hospital on the same day. It's not even an overnight thing. Sometimes it is. But, I mean, I got to tell you something. It is the rare patient who goes to an allopathic hospital with a gallbladder issue, definitive gallbladder issue, and they leave the gallbladder in, which is one more feather in the cap for Canada, which leads me to this. You ready? I'm going to take a deep breath now. Linda, take a deep breath. You ready? Oh, Canada, my home and native land. That's all I know. I got to learn the rest of it.
You got it on tune that time. That was pretty good. I was wondering if you might sing that. I wasn't sure. I think you should keep your day job, Bill.
I think you're right.
It's up to you.
I think you are absolutely right. So what do you want to do for this person? What do you think?
Anyway, what happened, Dr. Glidden, with this gal is past Sunday night, she ended up in Emerge again with another severe gallbladder attack.
Okay.
Spiked a fever. Her pain was constant. She couldn't even put pressure on one side. Her white cell count was high. And the doctors said they were afraid that her gallbladder might burst. So they want her to actually get her gallbladder removed this Monday.
Yeah, okay.
And she doesn't really want the surgery, but she hates the pain.
Okay, so here's the deal. The surgery that they did initially complicated things, weakened the gallbladder so that she was more prone to another attack, right? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like if you had a cut in your hand, a little paper cut, it's just a little tiny paper cut, and you squeeze lemon juice into it, it would sting like a son of a gun, right?
Yeah.
But if you squeeze lemon juice onto your hand that didn't have a cut in it, there'd be no problem whatsoever. You could stick your whole hand in lemonade and let it sit in there all day, and there'd be no problem. Right. Well, when they have a surgical intervention like that, it weakens the organ system or whatever it is that they surgeried. And remember, the surgical procedure isn't taking care of the underlying problem, right?
Right.
So the underlying problem is still there. Now she's been weakened by the surgery, so she's more inclined to have another bout of it because of a direct result of the surgical procedure. So it's kind of a catch-22. And it's a little bit of a shame here because I've never known a gallbladder issue to not resolve after 90 days on the nutritional program. It takes a while for this to happen. But from our point of view, the gallbladder becomes sludgy. Well, first of all, the gallbladder's job is to concentrate bile, which is made in the liver. So the liver makes bile, and it pumps it into the gallbladder, and it sits in the gallbladder until you eat something. And then when the food gets to a certain part of your intestinal tract, it sends a little signal to the gallbladder to squirt some bile into the intestinal tract to facilitate the digestion process. Well, if the bile that your liver makes is funky, when the bile sits in the gallbladder, it's going to get funkier even still. It's kind of like milk that's gone bad and starts to curdle, right? So funky bile is the cause of gallbladder disease and and gallstone formation too. I mean, gallstones is like extremely funky bile. I mean, it's like milk that's really curdled, and now there's big chunks of it in, right, instead of just the liquid. It's really kind of the same process. But it all stems back to funky bile. And, well, what the heck makes funky bile? Well, not enough nutrients for proper liver function. It's that simple. Now, also, there can be an associated dehydration issue. Because if the person is not drinking enough water, or they're a teetotaler, or they drink lots of coffee, that will make their body dehydrated over time. And so if you add to a weak liver a dehydration episode, which is relatively constant and in the background, your bile is going to be even funkier still. So the problem here is that we just, she wasn't on the program for enough time in order to give her a purchase on this. Now she's in the weeds. But so there is something that she can do, however. Okay.
Good.
Maybe.
I'd really like to help her.
Yeah, I get it. I'm shooting from my hip here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There's a type of medicine that I'm well versed in. It's called homeopathy. And homeopathy is really great for getting people on the other side of acute illnesses. The problem with homeopathy, however, is the homeopathic medicine has to be prescribed exactly. If you don't hit the bullseye, nothing's going to happen. Now, most of the time, approximating the correct homeopathic medicine requires a visit with the doctor. You have to sit down, and the doctor has to do a symptom inventory. The homeopath has to do a symptom inventory, do a homeopathic analysis, and figure out the appropriate homeopathic remedy, right? Now, we don't have time to do that now, and we don't have the ability to do that now. And when it comes to gallbladder disease, there are one or two homeopathic remedies which stand out hands above the rest and are effective most of the time to get people through the crisis. So, you need to get her on board with a homeopathic medicine called Chelidonium majus. And here's how you spell that. C like Charlie, H like Harry, E like Edward, L like Larry, I like Indigo, D like David, O like Oscar, N like Nancy, I like Indigo, U, M like Mary. Chelidonium. Chelidonium. Second word, magus. M like Mary, A, J like Jasper, U, S like Sam. Magus. Chelidonium magus. And I'd like you to find this in the 200C or the 200CK strength. 200C or 200CK strength. Now, there's a company in the U.S. called Homeopathy Overnight. You can order this from. I don't know what the deal is shipping it to Canada. Their number is 800-276-4223. 800-276-4223. Tell them, please, that you need one multi-dose tube. One multi-dose tube of Chelidonium magus in the 200C or the 200CK strength. Now, but you got to find this by hook or by crook somehow. Maybe there's a health food store, where you live that sells it. I don't know, but you got to hunt and peck for this and find it and get it into her body.
Okay.
Sorry. Once you have the homeopathic medicine, the recommendation is 2 pellets orally twice a day. 2 pellets orally twice a day. 2 pellets in the morning, 2 pellets in the evening, and 2 pellets every 15 minutes during an attack. 2 pellets every 15 minutes during an attack. Now,
15. Okay.
Until the pain goes away, and then you stop the homeopathic. Now, giving somebody a homeopathic medicine is like jump-starting a dead battery in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Once the engine turns over, you disconnect the cables, right? You don't just keep giving it juice. You disconnect the cables. So, once the homeopathic kicks in, if it does, and it's either going to or it's not going to, you stop giving it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, so let's say, you give her 2 doses and it works like magic and the pain goes away. She feels good. And then 2 days later, she gets another attack. Well, you take 2 more pellets every 15 minutes of the Chelidonium. You do it like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, in the meantime, she needs to get back on board the medical nutrition program with longevity with extra emphasis on digestive enzymes. I would like her, in a perfect world, at this stage in time, to do 2. How much does she weigh, by the way?
About 150.
Okay, I'd like her to do 3 digestive enzymes 3 times a day between meals on an empty stomach.
Between meals. Okay.
Yeah, and also 2 digestive enzymes before each meal.
2 before each meal. Okay.
Now, if she takes the digestive enzyme on an empty stomach and it gives her an upset stomach, then she can eat an apple or a banana or some yogurt or something. Okay?
Okay.
In order to settle the stomach down. And if anybody eats yogurt, make sure it's full fat, not skim or 2%. That stuff's crap. Give her full fat yogurt with the cream on top. Okay?
Alrighty.
Okay, now, in addition to that, because this is an acute phase, right, we need to give her selenium because the liver needs selenium in order to function properly and make healthy bile. And because of the extreme nature of this, we need to intervene with, shock and awe. So it's 12 selenium a day.
12 per day. Okay.
Between meals. 12 selenium a day between meals. 4, 4, and 4. You can give that with the 3 digestive enzymes. So give 4 selenium, 3 digestive enzymes between meals. Little yogurt or little fruit if it upsets the apple cart. And, then the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Osteo, and the EFAs are the way that she's always done it.
Yeah, she's doing that,
Okay. And just keep your fingers crossed. And she, have her listen to this radio show because you can go to GCN Live and listen to the recording immediately after the show's over, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, because she needs to understand that really, there just wasn't enough time with this program to produce a result. And now she's compromised because of the surgery that they did. And so now we're kind of right on the razor's edge. We're walking right on the razor's edge here, and it could go either way. Okay?
Yeah.
So keep your fingers crossed. Maybe this will work.
Gallbladder flush is too late.
No. Do not
Don't
do
do
that.
them.
Not on a gallbladder that's just been surgery. No.
No flushes.
No, not now. Too late.
Okay.
She could have done one before.
I figured it was too late, but I thought I better ask just in case.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, if she had a sprained ankle, right? We wouldn't want to be massaging the ankle because it's going to hurt like hell.
Alrighty.
Right, and it's just going to kind of complicate things. So because of the surgery that she's already had, which I think is why she had the second attack. I think it was a result of the surgery, quite frankly.
Okay.
So anyway, Linda, I really appreciate what you guys do up there. I really do. Keep up the good work, and please call me back either way. Let me know how this rolls, because I like to stay on top of these things. I appreciate you very much. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. One person at a time, one country at a time. Go Canada. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. I am your steadfast advocate for health. Stick around. Of the informed. That's what we are, a coalition of the informed, people all around the world who are up to their eyeballs in MD, Machiavellian, monopolistic, medical, mediocre, incompetent, dangerous, expensive therapeutics. They've reached the end of their rope, baby. They are at the end of their rope, and they're looking for something to do. So, because nobody really knows how to pronounce naturopathy, let alone know what it is, what do people do? Well, they go to the internet and do a Google search, which is tantamount to trying to figure out how to fix, a cavity in your tooth on your own by doing a Google search and buying the drills and buying all the stuff and then trying to fix your tooth yourself. You wouldn't do that, would you? No, but you try to do that when you're up against asthma. You try to do that when you're up against congestive heart failure. You try to do that when you're up against insomnia. And, good for you for trying, but really a prudent person would lean on the professional whose job it is to figure this stuff out, and that's what the naturopaths are here for. That's what we do. So I and my colleagues have put together a boilerplate foundation medical nutrition health recovery protocols, and they're available on my website, The Insider, drglidden.com. Click on the link, become an insider. You have access to a ton of stuff for the ridiculously small fee of $25 a month. It's a ridiculously small fee. You better be careful, because I am seriously considering upping the price in 2015. I am seriously considering it. So become an insider. You get a 7-day money-back guarantee. You don't like it, then, we'll refund your money, or we don't even charge your credit card for 7 days. I think that's how it works. So that's the deal, folks. I mean, what do you got to lose? Nothing. You've got nothing to lose, and you have everything to gain. I have over 75 individual webinars. I think it's up to 80 now. Between 75 and 80 webinars on different health topics that are available for your viewing pleasure right now. We have a couple of hours of live chat every week where you're in a chat room with hundreds of people from all over the world who are of like minds. I have a live health webinar twice a month, a live health webinar on different topics twice a month. The last one we did was on men's health. People loved it. I think we had 225 people from all around the world watching that webinar. We also have an interactive 24/7 forum where people post and answer questions, and I have questions to the most commonly asked health questions in a video format, answers to questions, most commonly asked questions in a video format. You can also, as an insider, search the radio archives for different shows in which I've talked about different subjects. It's an awesome vehicle. It's an awesome tool. It is an awesome tool. It is. No brag, just fact. No brag, just fact. So check it out. What are you waiting for? I mean, when you're sick, you're scared, you're up against it, and you're going to do whatever the knuckleheads tell you to do because you're sick and you're scared and you're up against it. So it's much better to elevate your knowledge base a priori before it gets bad. And if it's already gotten bad and you've reached the end of your rope like millions of other people, well, we have solutions. We have solutions. science-based, clinically verified, developed and delivered by licensed physicians whose job it is to investigate the holistic method, marry the holistic method with modern scientific methods, and deliver to you therapeutics which actually work. So you don't have to figure this stuff out for yourself. We've already done the heavy lifting for you. For goodness sake, my colleague, Dr. Wallach, did $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, and then parlayed that into 30 years of clinical experience, 30-plus years of clinical experience. It doesn't get any better than that. And we're giving it away. $25 a month, you got to be kidding me. Check it out, become an insider. And don't miss tomorrow's show. The father of modern-day naturopathic medicine. I am choosing my words carefully. Dr. Joe Pizzorno, my exclusive guest for the first hour. Do not miss tomorrow's show. Call in well at work. Oh, I'm too healthy to come to work. I have to check out this show. I'll see you there, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I remain your steadfast advocate for health. Live long and prosper, everybody. See you around campus.